So today, in this lecture series, we are going to see the static notes. This is very useful for in the view of our interview. So what is the first question? The first question is that what is statics? So basically, statics is a discipline that comes from the study of collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Statics study is generally used in scientific, industrial, and social problems to understand the statistical population or statistical models of the related data. For example, to get the population statistics, we can use diverse it into the groups of people or objects such as people living in the country. Static is the history of every aspect of data, including the planning of data collection in terms of the design of survey and experiment. What are the different types of static? Descriptive, and you can say inferential static. Descriptive. What about descriptive? You can say about descriptive is something AGPG. What is descriptive, guys? Can you guess? So EGPG. Okay, so descriptive static is a type of static where data is summarized through the given observation. Okay, so summarize done from the population sample using parameters such as the mean of deviation. Descriptive provides a way of to organize, represent, and describe a collection of data using tables, graph, and for example, a collection of people in a city using a specific survey, such as the internet or television channels. Okay, so this is descriptive. So how to measure it? Like measure of frequency, measure of position. You can divide into different category. Measure of dispersion, measure of central tendency. At the same time, what is inferential statics? Inferential static is a type of static used to interpret the meaning of the descriptive static. This is statics to conclude the data that depends on the random variables such as the observation, errors, sampling variation have collected, analyzed, and summarized the data. We use these statistics to describe the meaning of the collected. In this method, we use the information collected from a sample to make decision, prediction, or inferences. Population. It is also facilitated us to give a statement that go beyond the available data or information. So it is type of static to interpret the meaning of descriptive. Okay. So for interpretation of descriptive. Static to conclude the data that depends on the random variables, such as observation error, sampling variation, and it is used for analyzing and summarizing the data. Okay, what is the key difference between data and statics? Okay, people often use the data and static because there's a key difference. Data can be spread as individual pieces of factual information recorded and used for analysis. On the other hand, data is raw information from which statics are created. Okay, and the static are the result of the data and interpretation of the data. Other what we can say static is the process of computation to provide some understanding of data means. Statistics are generally presented in the form of a table, chart, or a graph. For research purposes with both statistics and data frequently, statistics are often reported and used by government agency. For example, unemployment statistics, educational life literacy, statisticity. This type of statistics are called the statistical data. What are the main things you should know before studying data analysis? Um, Following are the four main things you should know before studying data analysis. The things are descriptive statics, inferential static distribution, normal distribution, and like sampling distribution, hypothesis testing. What are the four types of data statics? The data statics can be arranged majorly to variety, qualitative and quantitative. Later, this can be divided into four data. The nominal data, ordinal data, okay, quantitative data, and nominal data, ordinal data. Okay. Qualitative data is state of function that cannot be measured in the form of number, while the quantitative data is a form of the measurement that you measure it. What is the central limit theorem? Central limit theorem is the most important part of a static is by that distribution of a central population that consists of a large size sample which will have its mean normally distributed. In other words, we will not affect the original population distribution even if the sample size gets larger. Regardless of the population, generally is considered sufficient for the CLT to hold if the sample size are equal to more than. Central limit is mainly used to calculate the confidence interval and hypothesis testing also used to calculate the confidence interval. For example, if you want to calculate the average height of the in the world, you have to take some sample from the general population research of the data. Here, difficulty and impossible to get regarding the height of every person in the world. So you have to calculate mean of your sample data. Okay. So for that purpose, like you will get some ball shape, well shaped curve that will resemble the original. So yes, what do you understand by observation and experimental data study? Observational data is a type of data obtained from the original study. In observational data, we observe correlation between them. Yes. How can you assess the statistical significance of insight? We can use hypothesis testing to determine the statistical significance of insight. Here we state null and hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Then we calculate p-value. Once p-value is calculated, if the null hypothesis is assumed true, values are determined. To ensure the value correctness, we compare it with alpha and we determine it. Okay. So if the p-value is less than alpha value, the null hypothesis is rejected. And if p-value is greater than the alpha value, the null hypothesis is accepted. So if null hypothesis is objective, null hypothesis, that is just the assumption, right? So yes, data is true. What is the difference between data analysis and data analysis? Is a process where we inspect, clean, transfer, and model data to. The analysis requires deep knowledge of coding and basic knowledge of statistics. We mainly focus on generating valuable insight or valuable data in data analysis. Company use the data analysis process. Data decision regarding several matters such as marketing, production. Data analysis may require human intervention to inspect, clean, transfer, and model data. Every study of data analysis professional than the machine learning professional. Every study of machine learning professional in India is more than the study of professional know about the natural language processing, data analytics skill, statistics analysis, knowledge of R, Python, etc. What is the difference between inferential static and descriptive static? Inferential static provide the information about a sample. It is required to conclude the population. On the other hand, descriptive provide the extract and evaluate information. Okay. So it provides the information about a sample. It is required to conclude the population. On the other hand, descriptive static provide the extract and evaluate information. Okay, so what is nominality and statics? That is, nominality is behavior that consists of the usual way of which is expected when standard and thinking and behaving similarly to the majority and generally seen as a good way in this constant. What are the criteria for normality? For any behavioral trait, the criteria for normality are being average or close to the average. It is scores falling within one standard deviation or below the mean is normal. The most average 3% of the assumption. Okay, what is the main use of long tail distribution? What are the main use? The long tail distribution are the type of distribution where the tail gradually drops off to other curves are the most widely used in classification regression problem. The Pareto principle and product sales distribution are a good example of using long tail distributions. What do you mean by understand by hypothesis? That we will see later on. So I think 14 questions are fine, right? Thank you very much for your future. And again, like if you want, I can refresh it. What is the main use of long tail distribution? What is the assumption of normality? What are the criteria of normality? What is the importance of probability in static? What is the difference between statistical, statics and descriptive? What is the difference between data analysis and machine learning? Uh, and next question is how will you how is the statistical significance of an insight like a p-value? What do you understand by observational and experimental data in statics? What do you mean by central limit theory? What are the different types of data statics like quantitative and qualitative? What are the major things that you know before studying data analysis? That you must be know descriptive, inferential, distributive, and hypothesis testing. What are the key differences between data and statics? Uh, Descriptive static can be categorized into four different categories: measure of frequency, measure of position, central tendency, measure of dispersion. Okay, so what is the static? So these are static is a discipline that concerns the study of collection, organize, analysis, interpretation, and projection of data. Static study is generally used in scientific, industrial, and social problems. The population statistics can be used. So use diverse into the group of the people object. All people are living in a country. So I hope everybody is getting. Thank you very much for your time.